Hello and welcome to Network 229. I'm going to be your professor for the next 6 weeks or so. So I'd like to introduce myself and to go over the course and the content and what you need to do to be successful in this course. So let me just introduce myself and go over and about who I am and my background. I have over 24 years of experience in teaching computer and telecommunications. I've worked in the industry with IBM, Philips Laboratory, and Carefot navigation systems. I have certificates and I have my CCNA Security, my CompTIA A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, and I have a Microsoft certificate as well. I've wrote a book in telecommunications, and specifically in computer networking, and 2 books in desktop support. All right, enough about myself. Here's my pictures. You'll be seeing it when we go into the discussion. Let me go over the course itself, and let me just go straight to Canvas and open up the course itself, and you'll be able to see what you need to do. All right, the first thing that I want you to do, even before you start the course itself, is to go over week 0. This is your introduction video. This is the one that you're actually seeing right now. This is Windows 10. I want you to go in there, installing Windows 10 in a VirtualBox. So one of the first thing you want to do, if you're worried about doing assignments on your computer at home, so what I want you to do is to download the VirtualBox and on your machine. Now, even if you have a Mac machine, you'll be able to download VirtualBox. Just make sure that you download VirtualBox for Mac, and once that's downloaded and installed, you can download. The video will also show you how to download and where to get Windows 10. Install it inside the VirtualBox. It'll take you step by step on how to do that. So anytime you have any assignments, you'll just go into the VirtualBox and launch Windows and do all your work in there without the worries that anything might go wrong. All right, so but if you're going to do all your assignments on your computer at home, which there's not going to be major issues, you could do that too. But this is a good exercise for you to do as well. All right, so once that's done, then the first thing I want you to do is to go in here and introduce yourself. So let's go into the discussions, and here's me. I just, I replied, introduced myself. So I want everyone to go in there, hit reply, and just tell me something about yourself. Tell me about your career goals, your hobbies, if you're in the military or not, and, just let everybody else in the class know who you are, and that's it. And then on Monday, we start with week 1. So you know what? Let me just go over the syllabus first, then we'll get back to this. Here's the syllabus. Okay, if you want to go over the syllabus in details, let me just go straight to the assessment part. We will have 2 exams, which are 14%, and we will have a final, which is 18%. As you can see, 14 and 18%, even if you get 100 on all of them, that's not good enough to pass the course. The course is mainly assignments, discussions, and viewing video lectures. So and you can see there are a lot more, they weigh a lot more on your grade. All right, so, and each week you will do an assignment, discussions, and video lecture. Let me discuss each one of those, and we'll discuss everything else that you need to know. So let's go straight to home. This is what you do on week 1. On week 1, everything has to be done on July 12th. And July 12th, if I'm not mistaken, is on a Sunday, 11:59 p.m. So you got all week to do all the work on Sunday by 11:59 p.m. All of week 1 work has to be done then. So the first thing you need to do on week 1 is to go into assignments. All right, and here is all the assignment that you need to do. Actually, you should do first before I should have done that, but let me just go back to week 1 before you get to assignments. Well, before we even get to assignment, let me just go to files. So this way you'll know, here is your syllabus. lab files. The textbook is what I really want to. This is your textbook, so you can download this file. So you click on it, and let me just download it for now so I can show you. So I'm going to just let it download. And let me close that. Let me just close that for now. Let me just move this a little bit. Let me close this. All right. So let me continue right here. We'll get back to the books because I want to go over the book and show you where to get your assignments from. The first thing that you should do, go to video lectures. And there are 2 chapters, 2 video lectures that you have to watch. Inside the video, I'm going to ask you to write notes. You write the notes that I asked you to write, and then you come back here and you submit them. Just come back to video and submit the assignments, okay? So I'll be expecting at the end of week 1 that you have 2 notes for chapter 1 and chapter 2, these 2 videos. Preferably that you separate them on a separate Microsoft Word. Don't type everything that I asked you to. Just type type everything that I asked you to. I don't want you to write all the notes, and don't submit the PowerPoint presentations that I'm doing. But because the reason is and by the way, the notes that I asked you to do, they're all over. They're not in the beginning or at the end. So I want to make sure that you go through the whole video. All right. So that's it with watching the videos. This is having the lecture in class, but instead you're going to be doing that at home, taking the notes that I asked you to do and submit them. All right, so that's for video lectures. There's 2 on every week. And then you can go into discussions. You go into the discussions, and there's going to be discussion topics. There's a couple of them right here for the week 1. Now, here's what's important, and please remember this. You have to post or reply 3 times on 3 different days. Okay, if you just go in twice and you reply, you're not going to get full credit. You have to come in on 3 different days and post. And your first reply must be to the original discussion, to this one. Okay, so remember, 3 posts on 3 different days to get full credit for the discussions. And that's what you get each week. All right, so each week you go in 3 times on 3 different days. All right, so that's that. Let me go back to week 1. And now let's go back to assignments. So you click on the assignments. And here are the assignments. At the end of chapter 1, you do end of chapter 1, project 1.1, 1.3, and all of these. And I give you a little note. So if 2.1 doesn't work, continue, because I went through these and some of them may or may not work. Right? Some of the assignments will ask you to download. These are pretty quick assignments, by the way. So what I want you to do is, while you're reading and doing the assignments, if they ask you questions, you answer them on a Microsoft Word. And at the end of each project, you take a screenshot. I want to make sure that you actually did this. Okay? You actually do a snippet. This is, you click on this, and you can click New, and just highlight, you can snip anything you want. This comes with Windows 10. Just type snip it, SNIP space IT, and you'll be able to capture any screen that you want. All right, so don't forget, I want to actually see that you went through the whole thing. So show me a picture, screenshot, or you can do Control print screen on your computer and then paste that in Microsoft Word to show me that you actually did. This is in addition to all the questions that they asked you to do in the assignment. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them you have to do in 1 week. So you got to do at least 1 or 2 a day. They're very quick. They're 5-10 minutes a piece. They're not that, There could be time consuming if you sit down and try to do them in one setting, but preferably that you can go through the whole week doing a little bit at a time. All right, so where do you get these? You go to your book. I just downloaded it, and here's your book, and you go in at the end of chapter 1. So let me just go scroll down all the way to chapter 1, and You know, it's always a good idea to read the book. This is an excellent book. This course, by the way, is based on the CompTIA Security Plus certification. So by the time we're done with this, you should be able to, with a little bit of studying, you should be able to sit and take the test. And here they are at the end of chapter 1. Here's project 1-1, and you go through, you know, 1 step to 119. He's project 1-2. You know, the ones that I asked you to do is for assignment 1, 1-1 and 1-3. So you're not going to do 1-3, 1-2. So you do 1-1, and here's 1-3, right? And that's it for chapter 1 assignments. You don't do 1-4. You could do the rest if you want to practice and play around with. You could do all of this with Windows 8.1 or Windows 10. It doesn't matter. We're not talking about the case projects, by the way, unless I say so in here. So if it says case project, you do the case project. Otherwise, you're just doing end of chapter projects. All right? So please do these. You can put these preferably in a separate, each project is, or each lab, I would say, on a separate Microsoft Word, and then submit those as well. Okay? So that's your assignments. And each week you'll be able, you'll have assignments, video lectures, and discussions to do. All right. At the end of week 2, you'll have an exam, which will cover chapters 1 through 4, pretty much. I left it open, so I know you guys will have almost anything to, you know, available for you to do the exam. So please try to go over the assignment, read the lectures. These are pretty straightforward questions, so there should not be a problem. You just go in here, take the test, submit it, and that's it. All right, so that's the exam 1, the exam 2, and the exam and the final exam. And these questions are really based on the CompTIA Network Plus certification. So if you can do well on the exam without looking up the answers, you should do very well if you want to sit on the CompTIA Security Plus examination. All right, I think I've covered everything. Let me just go over the files folder again one more time. This is your course syllabus. This is the slides, all the slides that I go over when I'm doing the lecture. And the lab files. To save you some time during the lab, those projects, they'll ask you to download some files. I've downloaded most of them, and they are right here. So before you go nuts and try to download it yourself, just go in here, and most of the files are in here. If it's not in here, then you know you probably have to go and download it yourself. Okay? If you're running into any issues with any of the labs, please let me know. Take a screenshot of what the problem is. Say, Professor, I can't continue the lab because, let's say, the link is not there anymore, or whatever issues that you may have. Just let me know, and we'll take it from there. I'll either, you know, we'll find out what the problem is, and I'll either ask you to continue, ignore it, or whatever, or give you a solution on what to do. Okay? All right. So so that's that. What else do you need? What else do you need to know? That's it. If you have any questions, please don't forget to contact me. Email me is the best way. I'm always having my emails, so next to my phone is next to me, so I should respond to you as quickly as possible. That's it. So welcome to Network 229. Gonna have a great summer, but make sure that you do your work on time. That's extremely important. Okay, otherwise you'll start losing credits. So what's important is the assignments, the lectures, and the discussions. Don't forget, again, let me remind you again, with the discussions, 3 times on 3 different days for full credits. All right. Students don't get an A in a course because they don't submit or do their work on time. That's mainly the only reason why they don't get an A in this course, because the exams are pretty easy and the actual assignments are not that hard themselves. All right, again, I'm going to let you go now.